What's up, everybody? It's Phil from Walmart. It is Friday night. Yep, it's still Friday night. It's 11:32 in the evening. Just tucked in. I'm not in bed yet, but tucked away for my layover. Very interesting day today. I filmed earlier and then I figured I'd just redo it because my day just got more interesting as it went. So, as I left you last night, I was in Nyack at a truck stop / gas station there. Alright, layover. Get up in the morning, and again, I preach this a lot, make sure you do your pre-trips before you get on road. I know you've been in the tractor a day, 2 days, all day for those days, whatever. You just never know, right? You just never know what's going to happen. So I get up, get out after getting dressed, start my pre-trip. I didn't get very far. I literally got to the driver's side door, got out, and by the tire there was some fluid. And I'm hoping it's water. I don't know why it would be water leaking, AC, but no, it wasn't water. I touched it and it was oil. And so I looked at it, sure enough it was oil, and checked the dipstick, got plenty of oil in there. So I made a decision to just go ahead and take it to McCarran, because that's where I was going, instead of having them come and tow me all the way there, or whatever they would have done. I don't know if they would have towed me or how they would have got me there. Anyway, with that being said, get into McCarran, check in, drop my empty trailer. I do have a dispatch. It is a meat and produce, 3 stops, and yeah, my ETD is set for 11:15. I'm rolling in the front gate at 10:15. Plenty of time on a normal day if I didn't have the oil problem. So, park the trailer, swing around to the automotive bay. There's a couple guys there. Unfortunately, they are, from my understanding, the trailer mechanics. They're not the automotive or tractor power unit mechanics. They proceed to tell, they asked me, hey, what's going on? I said, well, I've got an oil leak, and then I've got the ABS light says it needs service, and on the ABS, and some other lights are adaptive cruise control. I've just got like 5 lights that just all popped on this morning. And yeah, they go, you're not gonna like my answer. What's your answer? The tractor mechanic doesn't come in till 4 p.m. So what am I gonna do with that load I have? That's 3 stores. So I go inside, I check in with the dispatch team, and I let them know that I have an issue, and if there's another tractor that I can use. And not that they didn't believe me, but they thought it was suspicious that there was no tractor mechanic on duty at the time. So we walk out there and talk to the mechanic, and he says, yep, the tractor mechanic doesn't come in till 4. So she proceeds to look up and see what tractors are unassigned, and then give me a loaner tractor while mine is in the shop. Now, I've got to pre-trip it, go through it like crazy because I've never driven this one, and make sure everything's good on it. park next to my other one so I can move everything over, because based on what I'm seeing now, I'm not going to get out when I wanted to. Based on the 3 loads, I'm not coming home tonight, or coming home. I'm not going to make it back to McCarran tonight. So, yeah, I need to get my stuff. And not knowing where they're going to send me next, right? And not knowing if that tractor mechanic is going to actually fix or repair the tractor that I was in. So what if he doesn't get to it? Maybe he says, oh, it's got to go to the dealer. So I moved all my stuff over, so that way none of it's left in there, including the microwave. So, yeah, I had to get the microwave, I had to get the food, everything over, clothes, bedding, some extra bags I bring. It's got some extra tools and gloves and vests and stuff like that in case mine ever rip, get torn, dirty. I have some extras in my go bags. No, I was not a Boy Scout, but I was prepared like one as a kid. Alright, so after all that debacle, I think I finally rolled out the gate at like 12:15. Because I had to fuel this tractor, I had to fuel the reefer, and get going. So I still need to take a meal, because I started at 8:37. It's now 12:30, so I basically have like an hour to get somewhere, then stop and get a meal. So the first store is like 210 miles from the DC, Vallejo. So I stopped, got my meal in, got up to the weigh the scales in the agriculture, and then went to the brake check area, made those stops, those necessary stops, 3-4 minutes each of those stops to check my tires, check my brakes, turn in my paperwork, get it all stamped and approved, and then get going. The rest of it was just traffic. Traffic was just horrid. Guess what? To me, it's Tuesday. It's my Tuesday. But it's Friday. Yeah, not a good day for traffic headed towards the Bay Area on a Friday. So I got into traffic going through Antelope, Citrus Heights, that area. Where else? There. Anyway, then as I'm getting into West Sac, there's traffic at the transition from I-80 to I-5, mainly going north on I-5. So I was able to get over, and they were all trying to get on I-5 basically, and so I just got over, stayed on I-80, got through that, and then as you go a little bit further on I-80, you're in the West Sac area. There's another transition from I-80 to 50 or 50. There's a transition, Business 50. You stay on I-80, but there's a transition to Business 50 there. Well, that area backed up pretty far, up and over the two, I don't know, bridges, whatever they're, I think they're bridges over there. And so that took a while. And again, this goes back to merging. People don't know how to merge. No accidents. None. It's just people driving. People out on the road just driving. And then hit more traffic in Dixon, again at the merge points where 113 merges on, 505 merges on 280. All those pinch points. Vacaville, had traffic in Vacaville, had traffic in Fairfield. So yeah, it took longer than I expected. I wanted to get in there by 5 p.m. and I didn't get there till 5:41. Then it's a little trickier dock because you have to, it's a pretty steep dock. you have to adjust your tandems after you're in the dock, kind of like I talked about before, but it's not as tight. So there's 2 docks. I back up to the one I chose. I chose one, and they're both open. There's no signs, no markings saying this one's not working. Parking the other one. All right. So by the time I got my tandem slid and everything, it might have been 5:50. You'll never guess who goes to lunch or went to lunch at 5:50. Not me. Well, yeah, I had to take a meal, but the receivers. And they took an hour meal. I don't want to go back to Vallejo. I will do it if I'm instructed. That's where I'm going. But that's one store I'll stay away from. I won't get into any more of that, but that's one store I got there at 5:40. I didn't leave there till 19:55. So, 2 hours. Mind you, half an hour of that would have been my meal that I had to take. Doesn't count because they were on meal. So, anyway, I was hoping to go on meal while they unloaded me. That didn't happen. I mean, it happened, but it didn't happen. So, with that, I had to really book it to the next store, because on the paperwork, the next store stops receiving at 9 o'clock. It's a short window, 1800 to 2100 in San Ramon. And I just told you, they got done with me, and I was able to leave at 19:55. And it takes about an hour to get there in traffic, and not a lot of traffic, but it's about 45 miles or 46 miles from one store to the next. So that took a while. Nobody there to unload me. I'm searching. I keep asking people, hey, I really need to go. I'm sorry to push, but I need to go because I need to make it to the last store. And I know mileage and where it's at, and if I don't get out of that store by a specific time, I'm not making it to this store based on my hours of service. So I finally grabbed somebody to come in. Got the door open, and she got it offloaded in time. I was able to get out of there relatively short order after that, after she got it going with the electric pallet jack. But had I just sat there and waited after the first person I talked to and the second person I talked to, I wouldn't have made it to this next store. So what does that say? It means you could dictate yourself. Just let it, hey, I'm here, and then just take a break. Or you can be kind of pushy and say, hey, I really need to go. Is there anybody else that can help me? And get it done. And get out of there. So, I got here at this store at 22:30. 22:30. I started my morning at 8:37. 22:30, 8:37. That means I had 7 minutes to get this taken care of and done and park for the night. Luckily, it's a super center. Luckily, it's got a dock that was open. Luckily, they had it wide open, meaning the back dock behind it in the receiving area, was clean and clear. And these guys wanted to go home just as bad as I wanted to get in the sleeper and go to bed. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm in Mountain View, California. If you don't know where that's at, that is kind of near, I want to say Palo Alto, by the airport, San Bruno area. Not quite far as San Bruno, but it's off the 101 in Northern Cal, or in the Silicon Valley. So my day I didn't get as many miles as I want. I had 3 stores, but I didn't get to depart from the store, so I don't get the live unload in the depart until tomorrow. I don't think. Even though I arrived, I didn't depart, so the live unload icon on my thing didn't highlight and make green, and the depart didn't turn green. So I'm guessing I didn't get that. I might have got the stop. That's it. It is what it is. It'll come up. It'll show up tomorrow morning on Saturday's work. Still gonna get paid for it. It's just I wanted it to show up on today's work. Picky like that, because today is when I did it. Yeah, that was my day. Topic for tonight. Do I have one? Not really. Stuck in traffic again. You get a lot of froggers. People playing Frogger on the freeway. There's no need for that. There was a young lady who, talking about frogs, actually was driving a green Volkswagen Beetle, one of the newer ones, and it had Oakland A's sticker on the back. Why is that important? Well, I had to get over, but on my directional, she was kind enough, after seeing my directional, to let me in. And so we're just driving. I was in front of her, so traffic then goes. Next thing I know, I see her passing me. Traffic starts to back up again. We get into bumper, and I'm passing her. Then we go again. She passes me. It's not like she's frogging it. She's just staying in the other 2 lanes, and I'm staying in the right lane. What I'm trying to say is we played the back and forth for 30 miles, 40 miles in traffic. There was a Charger that got over in front of me, zoomed up, got over. Next thing you know, he's back in front of me again because he didn't like the lanes he was choosing. Frogging it. Just frogging all over the place. It's not going to get you there any faster, guys. No need to be froggers. Okay, so the other thing I got to talk about is a little bit of road rage. And I don't know what brought this on this guy. Not me. I was calm, cool, collected, right? Alright, so I stopped at that tire check up on the Donner Pass, real close to Nyack. There's a mandatory for truckers to stop there. Do you think all truckers do? I do. Like I said before, I've said it before. I stop there and I make sure to input it in my in-transit in my hours of service. So if I did get stopped, or I had a brake issue or a tire issue, it's not only they're not gonna have to take my word for it that I stopped there to check it. It's gonna be documented on my ELD. Okay, so I stopped there. I got her out, did my walk around, checked the tires, checked the brakes, make sure they're not hot, and I don't smell any brakes. The tires are in good condition, and everything else. It's just a quick check. It's not a thorough, full-on pre-trip right there on the side of the road. And as I'm exiting to get back on the highway, I waited for my spot to go. So I got going and I put on my directional. Car gets over. Okay. I see a big rig coming, thinking he's going to stop eventually. After I got my directional off, my left directional, my four-ways are still on because I'm really going really slow at this point, only 20 miles an hour, 25 miles an hour. He comes up really close to me, cuts over a lane to the left, cuts in front of somebody else and passes me, just keeps on trucking. Which means he didn't stop at that mandatory stop. All right, whatever. To each his own. He gets stopped, he gets stopped. He has a problem with his brakes, he has a problem with his brakes. I'm going to stay back far enough away from him that I'm not having to worry about it. So we're going down the hill. Now it's all pretty much downhill. There's a little bit of uphills, but most of it's downhill from there. And I'm keeping my distance from him. We get going and we're getting closer to Auburn. And I've never seen a driver do this, so it's kind of baffling. If you know why he's doing it, leave a comment. But he would put on his four-ways and then brake check me. I wasn't even close to him. I wasn't tailgating him. I was not even close. All right, so I backed off a little bit more, thinking maybe there's a hazard up there that I don't see. We'll get going again. He does it again. And I'm like, well, okay, hold on. Let me just go around him now. So I start to go around him. And I get beside him, and he's just going off on, he's trying to get my attention. He's slamming on his air horn and highway horn. And I'm like, what? Is there something wrong with my truck? Is he trying to catch my attention? I don't know. So I slowed down. Then he sped right back up on me because I was passing him at the time. So I slowed down. And he just sped up right next to me again, slamming on that air horn, just like cursing at the window. So I backed off. Okay. Then I said, you know what? I'm just going to continue and I'm going to pass him and I'm going to keep going. I don't know what brought on that issue. I wasn't even tailgating him. I wasn't even close. Nowhere near close because I already saw what he did at the checkpoint up there. We just need to keep our cool. I didn't let it bother me. I just kept going. I didn't egg it on. I didn't play into it, is what I'm trying to get at. It takes two, right? It takes two. And if I did something to him, or he thinks I did something to him, I apologize. I didn't think I did. I don't think I was guilty of anything. But if I upset him, I'm sorry. But had I said something else, we could have been on the side of the road and duking it out, right? So what I'm trying to get at is it takes two. Be the bigger person and not get into it, right? So that's what I got for today. It's already 24 minutes into this. This is Phil from Walmart, Right Lane Truckin. I'm gonna hit the sheets, hit the bunk, and never use the bathroom inside. But yeah, I'm tired. You can tell, huh? Right? Not hyped up, pumped up as I was yesterday. But yeah, it was a draining day today. I don't know why. So maybe tomorrow will be better, right? It's Saturday. Maybe people won't be on the road, right? But I'm heading back. I got to stop at a vendor, pick up a backhaul, and then head back to McCarran. I don't know if the tractor's ready yet, but we'll see. Anyway, again, Phil from Walmart, Right Lane Trucking. Stay safe, guys. Good night.